Story 1. I had decided to pay a visit to the local pet store. My goal was to pick up some supplies for my beloved Labrador, Max, who had been waiting patiently at home. Little did I know that this trip would introduce me to the infamous Karen and her penchant for causing trouble. As I strolled through the aisles, comparing prices on dog food and searching for the perfect chew toys, I couldn't help but overhear a heated exchange at the front of the store. It didn't take long for me to spot her. Karen, with her signature bob haircut and a furrowed brow, was causing quite a commotion at the fish tank section. Karen had approached a young employee named Emily and was insisting that the store carry a specific brand of fish food that she claimed was the only suitable option for her goldfish. Emily, with a polite but firm demeanor, explained that the store didn't carry that particular brand but offered several high-quality alternatives. However, Karen wasn't having it. She raised her voice, accusing Emily of not taking her pet's needs seriously and causing a scene that drew the attention of other shoppers. It was clear that Karen's demands were unreasonable and out of proportion for a pet fish's dietary requirements. I couldn't help but feel a sense of frustration as I observed the situation. Emily was doing her best to handle the unreasonable customer with grace and professionalism, but Karen's insistence on her specific brand was causing unnecessary tension in the store. The situation escalated when Karen started demanding to speak to the store manager, believing that her complaints would carry more weight. The manager, Mark, arrived and patiently listened to Karen's tirade, offering the same alternatives that Emily had previously suggested. Karen, however, was undeterred. She insisted on a discount for the non-existent fish food, as well as free accessories for her fish tank. It was clear that Karen was attempting to take advantage of the situation and was willing to create a scene to get what she wanted. Just as it seemed like there would be no resolution, instant karma struck in a most unexpected way. Karen, in her haste to argue her case, knocked over a display of fish tanks, sending glass shattering across the floor. The gasps of onlookers echoed through the store as Karen stood amidst the chaos, wide-eyed and stunned. Emily, Mark, and other employees rushed to ensure that no one was injured, and while the situation was quickly managed, it was clear that Karen had created a mess of her own making. Her sense of entitlement had led to her downfall, both literally and figuratively. As I continued my shopping, I couldn't help but feel a sense of satisfaction. The instant karma that had befallen Karen served as a powerful reminder that entitlement and unreasonable demands often lead to chaos and, sometimes, self-inflicted consequences. When I left the pet store with Max's supplies in hand, I couldn't help but chuckle at the memory of Karen's fishy predicament. It was a story I would share with friends and family, a tale of entitlement meeting its match in a cascade of shattered glass and humility. Story 2. It was a bright and early morning, and I had decided to kickstart my day with a workout at the local gym. The familiar scent of sweat and the sound of weights clinking filled the air as I made my way to the treadmills. Little did I know that this ordinary gym visit would turn into a memorable showdown with a classic Karen. I had just begun my run, trying to maintain a steady pace while watching the morning news on the gym's TV screens, when I noticed her. It was hard not to. Karen, with her signature haircut and an air of entitlement, had entered the gym with a sense of purpose that was impossible to miss. Karen made her way to the row of cardio machines and immediately started to create chaos. She insisted on using multiple machines at once, hopping from one treadmill to another, even though there were clearly other gym-goers waiting their turn. Her blatant disregard for the unspoken rules of gym etiquette caught the attention of everyone in the vicinity. As I continued my run, I couldn't help but overhear the conversations of other gym-goers nearby. They were frustrated and annoyed by Karen's behavior, but no one seemed willing to confront her directly. It was as if we were all silently hoping she would come to her senses and realize the error of her ways. But Karen was relentless. She not only continued to hog the cardio machines but also made loud, unsolicited comments about the form and workout routines of those around her. Her entitled behavior was pushing the boundaries of tolerance among the gym regulars. Finally, one brave soul, a fellow gym-goer named Mike, decided he had had enough. He politely approached Karen and asked if she could stick to one machine at a time to allow others to use the equipment. It seemed like a reasonable request, but Karen's response was far from reasonable. She launched into a tirade, accusing Mike of trying to undermine her fitness goals and demanding to speak to the gym manager. The gym staff, who had been observing the situation, arrived to mediate, but Karen's entitlement showed no signs of waning. As the manager tried to explain the importance of sharing equipment and respecting fellow gym members, Karen's voice grew louder, and her behavior more disruptive. It became a full-fledged showdown, with Karen unwilling to back down and the manager struggling to maintain a sense of order. The gym's atmosphere had shifted from one of focus and determination to one of frustration and disbelief. Other gymgoers looked on, torn between the desire to continue their workouts and the spectacle unfolding before them. It was clear that Karen wasn't going to yield easily, and the situation seemed at an impasse. But just as it appeared that there would be no resolution, instant karma intervened in a most unexpected way. Karen, in her haste to berate the gym manager, slipped on the wet floor near the water fountain, landing with a resounding thud. The collective gasp from onlookers was followed by a stunned silence. Karen, now sitting on the floor, appeared dazed but miraculously unharmed. As gym staff rushed to assist her, offering a hand to help her up, Karen's entitlement seemed momentarily shattered. She had become the center of attention, but not in the way she had intended. It was a moment of poetic justice, a reminder that even in a place like the gym, where dedication and hard work should prevail, entitlement can lead to unexpected consequences. As I finished my run and left the gym, I couldn't help but shake my head in disbelief at the morning's events. The gym showdown had been a memorable encounter, a testament to the challenges of dealing with entitled individuals in unexpected places. It served as a reminder that sometimes, even in the pursuit of fitness and well-being, some people need a lesson in humility. Story 3. I had been eagerly looking forward to my visit to the local hair salon. It had been months since my last haircut, and I was in desperate need of a trim. The salon's calming ambience and the skilled hands of the stylists always made it a relaxing experience. Little did I know that my appointment would coincide with a memorable showdown involving none other than Karen. As I stepped into the salon, the soothing scent of hair products and the gentle hum of hair dryers greeted me. It was a busy day, with almost every chair occupied by clients getting haircuts, styling, or treatments. I checked in and took a seat in the waiting area, ready for my turn. It wasn't long before Karen entered, her presence immediately felt. She sported the classic Karen haircut, perfectly coiffed and demanding attention. Karen approached the reception desk, where Linda, the salon's friendly receptionist, greeted her with a warm smile. Karen wasted no time in making her demands known. She insisted on being accommodated immediately, despite the salon's clear schedule and the fact that other clients were already in the middle of their appointments. Linda politely explained that there were clients ahead of her and that she would be assisted as soon as her turn came up. But Karen wasn't having it. Her voice grew louder, and she began berating Linda, accusing the salon of being disorganized and poorly managed. She demanded to speak to the salon owner, escalating the situation further. The other clients, including myself, exchanged uneasy glances as Karen's outburst disrupted the salon's serene atmosphere. It was evident that her demands were unreasonable, and Linda was doing her best to handle the situation professionally. The salon owner, Sarah, arrived at the scene to address Karen's concerns. She patiently explained the salon's appointment system and the importance of respecting the clients who had booked their appointments in advance. Sarah offered to schedule Karen for the next available slot, but Karen refused, insisting on immediate service. As the standoff continued, I couldn't help but feel a growing sense of frustration. It was clear that Karen's behavior was disrupting not only my appointment but also the experience of everyone else in the salon. Sarah, Linda, and the other stylists were caught in a difficult situation, trying to balance customer satisfaction with the disruption caused by Karen's demands. Just when it seemed like there would be no resolution, instant karma intervened in a most unexpected way. Karen's insistence on being seen immediately led her to take a seat in an unoccupied stylist's chair. As she crossed her legs, her high heel accidentally caught in the footrest of the salon chair, causing her to lose her balance. In a matter of seconds, Karen tumbled from the chair, her shrieks of surprise filling the salon. Stylists and clients rushed to her aid, making sure she was okay. Miraculously, Karen was unharmed, but her perfectly coiffed hair was disheveled, and her once immaculate appearance was now in disarray. The collective gasp from onlookers was followed by a stunned silence. Karen, now sitting in a stylist's chair with a disheveled look, appeared humbled and somewhat embarrassed. It was a moment of instant karma, a reminder that even in a place as serene as a hair salon, entitlement could lead to unexpected consequences. Sarah, maintaining her professionalism, offered Karen a complimentary styling to fix her hair, and the salon staff ensured she left looking presentable. As Karen departed the salon, her attitude had shifted, and she was noticeably more subdued. As I finally got my turn in the stylist's chair, I couldn't help but reflect on the morning's events. The hair salon havoc had been a lesson in humility and a reminder that even in the pursuit of beauty and self-care, entitlement could disrupt the serenity of the salon experience. It was a tale of instant karma, where a hair-raising situation had served as a reminder that respect and patience should always prevail. Story 4, I had decided to spend a quiet afternoon at the local library, seeking refuge in the world of books and the serenity of hushed voices. It was my haven, a place where I could immerse myself in literature without the distractions of the outside world. Little did I know that my peaceful afternoon would be interrupted by an unforgettable encounter with Karen. As I perused the shelves, selecting a stack of books to occupy my afternoon, I noticed her. Karen, with her unmistakable haircut and an air of entitlement, was engaged in a heated discussion with a librarian named Sarah. Their voices, though still relatively hushed, carried an edge of tension that was impossible to ignore. I couldn't help but overhear snippets of their conversation. Karen was fervently arguing about the library's selection, insisting that they should carry a particular book that was not currently in their collection. Sarah, the librarian, calmly explained that the book in question was out of print and unavailable for purchase. But Karen wasn't satisfied with this explanation. She raised her voice, accusing the library of censorship and demanding that they obtain the book at any cost. The other library-goers exchanged uneasy glances as the argument continued, feeling the tension in the air. As I selected a cozy corner to settle into my reading, I couldn't help but feel a sense of frustration. The library was supposed to be a place of quiet contemplation and respect for literature, but Karen's outburst was disrupting the peaceful atmosphere that so many of us cherished. Sarah, to her credit, maintained her composure as she tried to reason with Karen. She suggested alternative titles that might interest her, but Karen was unrelenting in her demands. She demanded to see the library's manager, convinced that her complaints would lead to the acquisition of the book she desired. The manager, Mr. Johnson, arrived to mediate the situation. He patiently explained the library's collection policies and the challenges of obtaining out-of-print books. He assured Karen that they would do their best to fulfill her request within reason, but her demands remained excessive. The argument had escalated to the point where other library-goers were finding it difficult to concentrate on their reading. It was clear that Karen's sense of entitlement was causing a disturbance in the library's tranquil environment. Just when it seemed like there would be no resolution, instant karma intervened in an unexpected way. As Karen continued to argue, she reached into her overstuffed tote bag to retrieve a document to prove her point. In her haste, she accidentally knocked over a row of books on a nearby shelf. The clatter of falling books echoed through the library, and all eyes turned to Karen, who stood amidst the scattered volumes, her face flushed with embarrassment. It was a moment of poetic justice, a reminder that even in a place as sacred as a library, entitlement could lead to unexpected consequences. Sarah and Mr. Johnson rushed to assist Karen in picking up the fallen books, offering their apologies to other library-goers for the disturbance. Karen, now humbled and red-faced, seemed to realize the error of her ways. As I continued to read, I couldn't help but feel a sense of relief that the library lecture had finally come to an end. The library had been restored to its peaceful state, and Karen had learned a valuable lesson in humility. It was a reminder that even in the pursuit of knowledge, respect for others and the sanctity of the library's atmosphere should always prevail.